We're battered! We are impacted! We're battered! We're ready to get up! We want to win! Light the fire of power that make us free! We never break down! We want to win! We are impacted! The best team!
Hello and welcome back to TNI-UK Impacted episode 124. Coming to you live via the Total Nonstop Impact Network on YouTube and Twitch. And if you listen on the go, then we're also available on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, and wherever you listen to your favorite shows. I am your host, Bison, and of course, you can probably tell I am full of a cold once again this week. I'm joined by the one and only Joker. Hello, buddy. You all right?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Well, other than this stinking cold, my brother, I'm not too bad. I'm just absolutely full of bunged up, full of cold. I took my Lemsip about 20 minutes ago, so I'm hoping that's going to kick in as the show progresses, and I might start feeling a bit better as we go. But I am here for you guys. I'm here for you, Joe. And I am 100% committed to TNI Impacted right this moment in time. What have you been up to?
Just same old, really. Sitting with the dogs. I watched Jordan Grace's documentary and Gisele Shaw's documentary over the past couple of days. Both incredible. And
yeah, we'll get to talk about that in a second. Go on.
Catching up on all of Impact Wrestling and everything I watched the Amazing Red match as well that they put up as well. That was pretty good.
Yeah. No, definitely. Some really good stuff coming out from Impact at the moment. Can I just say a quick hello to Courtney, who is joining us from the start today, which is fantastic to see.
Good
and
to
of
see
course,
you, Courtney.
Slowpoke is with us as well, which is great. Bonus Baby's just joined us. Normally Mir's here from the start. Is Mir about? I don't know.
No, the clocks have gone forward in the US. So so we got another 2 weeks before the clocks go forward here. So we'll be like an hour later for the US.
Right. Okay. So we're going out a bit later. That's a shame. But anyway, I'm sure he'll join us as we go through. But Barry's here, Barry Monkey's here, which is good. And like I say, Bonus Baby's here, Slowpoke's here, Courtney's here, and I'm sure they'll start popping in as we go. So let's just it looks like Slowpoke has joined us from Twitch, as is Barry Monkey, which is good. So repping the Twitch, baby, repping the Twitch. I like it. So it's good to see you guys in the house, checking out the show, which is good. Now, guys, make sure if there's anybody new to the channel, you like what you see so far, then make sure you consider smashing that subscribe button and giving us a thumbs up, because really, really important we get those thumbs up in there. And if you would like to show your appreciation with the odd super sticker or anything along those sort of lines, that would of course be very much appreciated. Of course, helps provide you guys with as much content each week as we possibly can. We are trying to throw it as much as we can at the moment, because you guys, you're very, very devoted to us, so we want to try and be devoted to you and give you as much content as we possibly can. But Joe, I think we need to get cracking into the news, rumors, and of course Impact recap of the week.
I beat Chris Sabin.
Very important information to be putting out there, of course, as well. But anyway, let's talk about the first thing. We almost hit it just now. Hey, Zach, nice to see you, buddy. Diary continues this week with, of course, the Gisele Shaw story, which I think is a very important story to tell, the transgender story of Gisele. There was some great sort of childhood photos in there as well. It was great to see that her sister was giving some insight into Gisele when she was younger. I thought it was a fantastically well put together diary this week. And again, George Barbosa kicking some serious ass. I think he did a great job. What were your thoughts on the show, Joe?
It was brilliant. It was something that doesn't, for me, that doesn't just like talk about trans people. It's all about people who literally just feel isolated in general. You know, I've been in that position myself. I grew up in Ireland for like 9 years, and pretty much all my life up until joining the TNI crew was, am I somebody else type thing. I just didn't feel in place anywhere. And then when I joined the TNI crew, pro wrestling is basically like where I found myself.
Yeah.
So
You're welcome, Joe. You're welcome.
So I sort of related to it in a way, but yeah, but I felt, and I felt this is the same thing. You know, I've just been in a different place, and always felt like I've been in a different place until finally found.
There's a lot of people out there that feel that way.
Yeah, so it's a really good documentary.
It's fantastic, and if you haven't seen it yet, I suggest you get your asses over to YouTube and give it a shot. I think it's about 25-30 minutes, so just go over and check it out. I think it's really good. Bonus Baby, full of cold. Is that the British version of America's? What's that? Have a cold, like we say. Elevator and they say lift. Yeah, I guess so. Can I just say a quick hello to Justin? It's nice to see Justin in the chat. Of course, Justin is one of the TNI fam I've actually physically met.
Yes,
when I headed over to the US last year. So it's great to see you. Great to see you join us today, Justin. He's actually a lovely guy, and his wife is lovely too. So it was lovely to meet her as well. And Anna, another one that I managed to get to meet as well. So it's lovely to see Anna with us as well today. So good to see you guys joining us. We really appreciate it. And of course, Zach's in the house as well. He's definitely impacted as our Zach. And of course, Anna saying
the ultimate finesser, your girl's favorite wrestler, Chris Bay.
I wish it was a screwdriver bonus, baby, but unfortunately it's just an orange squash. But yeah, screwdriver would be good right now, I can tell you. That would certainly warm up my calls. Oh, there you go. It was a good time, Justin. It really was. And Anna, you fit with us.
Yeah,
you fit in with the impacted crew. So we're always here for you, and you're always here for us, which is fantastic to see. Except for, of course, our love for Bobby Ray. Well, we'll talk about Bobby Ray in a second. But anyway, also it's been announced this week, and this threw me a little bit because I was like getting all excited until I saw the second part of this, and it was Under Siege been announced for London, Ontario, Canada, on Friday, May the 26th, with the Fallout TV take-ins on Saturday the 27th as well. Tickets are now on sale, which is fantastic. And interestingly enough, it absolutely threw me because as soon as I saw London, I'm like, yes! Oh, no.
That's disgusting!
It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
It's not in the right London.
No, not quite. Not the right London. Can I just say, right, the fact of the matter is, right, I've still got these for you guys here, and I will get them to you as soon as I can. As Slowpoke is in the house, I've got to mention this, haven't I? Because Slowpoke has got a fantastic website. It's slowpoketoys.com. And he actually sent me some great stuff, and I want to show it to you guys. The pins are fantastic. These are the type of pins that he does. These are great. We've got pins. Support your local independent wrestler stuff. He likes to support the independents, which is fantastic. We've got a chair shot there. I've actually got one of the pins on my Impact hoodie. We've also got car stickers. All these sort of kind of things. They're all really good. I've got the barbed wire bat it's already on my Impact thing, which is really good. So it's good. Yeah, you definitely want to head over slowpoketoys.com. Go check it out. There's some great stuff on there. It doesn't just do pins. There's loads of stuff on there as well. But hang on, you are getting a new package coming within a month. New product, new announcements yet. Oh, fantastic. Really pleased. Oh, thanks, buddy. Really appreciate it. But definitely head over to slowpoketoys.com. Go and check out what Slowpoke's got to offer. Some good stuff on there. It's well worth it. So It looks like bonus baby said, got to meet two Bison until you just said something. I still thought it was London, London. It absolutely. Oh man, I was so pissed. I was so pissed. I was like, I'm excited, and okay. There's just staying in Canada. I didn't even know there was a London in Canada. What's this?
Oh, yeah.
What's that about?
Oh yeah, I
Anyway.
knew there was London in Canada.
I think they're just teasing us. I think they've done that on purpose just to tease the UK fan base. I'm sure that's what happened there. But tickets seem to be selling really, really well. So that's good news. A little bit more of my screwdriver, guys. My throat is so sore. Anyway, Under Siege looking good. We also had the fantastic news that Richard Schaefer has been named the new president of sports properties for Anthem. And of course, Scott D'Amore has been promoted to president of Impact Wrestling. Lou DeAngeli has also been promoted to vice president of marketing, which is fantastic. And Mike Pine's talent partnership joins strategic partnerships handling brand partners. All of this stuff is such good news. Richard Schaefer, for instance, is massive in boxing. Huge in boxing. Boxing promotion. He was a boxer himself. Boxing promote. Fantastic. You know, the dude was instrumental in some of the rise of some of that stuff as well, which is great. So I think it's fantastic that Richard's now, you know, the new president of sports properties for Anthem. Of course, that includes Impact Wrestling, that includes the Fight Network, and it includes Invictus, the women's fighting one as well. Now I'm sure
Miz joined us.
Oh, welcome. Nice to see him here.
Welcome.
However, Ed Nordham hasn't gone anywhere. He's just been promoted up. So he's still around. He's been promoted up from Impact now. And Scott's taken his role. And I think you'll find that Ed Nordham has gone back into Anthem. So either way, I think it's fantastic. You know, what we got there from Dragonstorm. Nice to see you, Dragonstorm. Oh, Bonkers is in the house as well. Wrestling Fan 78. Oh my goodness, they're all joining us now.
New person. Hello.
So is that a new person?
Yeah.
Wrestling Fan 78. I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah. Welcome.
Yeah. So there you go. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Dragonstorm's asking, wondering if Scott Demore's promotion might be why he's written off TV. I've no doubt about it, and I think when we see him come back now, he'll come back almost like Vincent Mann coming back, Vincent Mann mode. Like, I'm now a higher power, but obviously not a heel. But you know, he's going to be the one that puts Bobby Ray in his place.
Bobby Ray. Right, we'll get to that in a second. But this is all great news, you know. And of course, Lou being promoted up to Vice President of Marketing. We've seen a massive improvement in the marketing for Impact Wrestling. Of course, Mike Pine's talent partnership joins as strategic partners as well, handling the brand partners, which is great, because all that means is that we could be seeing more and more sponsors getting involved. We could start seeing more and more strategic partnerships with like we've got with the Zone, for instance, and we've got going on at the moment. We could see even more of that. I think it's an absolute fantastic move. Very, very positive stuff. And of course, you know, the back room is just as important as the wrestlers. So we need to make sure we've got a good, solid management promoting and bringing the brand into the, you know, further forward. You know, and again, with having talent involved as well, the partnerships as well, handling the brand partnerships. So that's just more revenue, isn't it? And the more revenue we've got coming in, the more we can pay the talents, the more we can put into production, the more we can potentially look at going live, the more we can go abroad. All of these things are, you know, important stuff. So I think it's fantastic.
Impact Wrestling!
There you go. Also, as much as I think it will be a good match, sorry, it's all coming up. The Knockouts Multiverse disappointment because Mercedes is absent. I don't agree with that. Okay, I really, really don't agree with that, because I think what is the point and then added her to a show which is already sold out. I know that it could bring in buys on the pay-per-view. I certainly get that. But for me, I think if you're going to spend the money to bring in someone like Mercedes Moné, then it needs to be a much, much bigger event. That you're going to really bring in the buys, really bring in the revenue. Sammy was staring very intently at your face right then, Joe.
I know.
It was quite unnerving, to be honest. But there you go. But there. So that's my thought process on it. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, and you don't know. She could turn up, even if it's just like a promo type segment. Just because she's not in the match.
I could see Mercedes Moné do a post-match comment, even if it's a post-match comment online. No, but I can still see her and Mickie James. Sammy, get off. Dog's knocking my headset off. Bear with me, guys. I can still see her and Mickie James facing off down the line. Yeah. I'm hoping we can get it at Rebellion, and because I pitched that to both of them. Both of them seem pretty happy with that idea. And it would be good, but like you said, Jordan Grace has got a rematch coming at Sacrifice. That sort of drops a hint that something bigger is happening at Rebellion, because I don't think Mickie James is going to lose the title to Jordan Grace, and I don't think Masha Slamovich is going to get another title shot. So something big is going to happen for Rebellion, and I think we might be seeing Mercedes Moné then.
There's definitely more things down the line, and I think this is what people need to, we can't. There's always this kind of like instant gratification, she's available. They're both talking about this, that, and the other. It has to happen now. What happened to building something? I think we need to get back to building stuff.
Yeah, if they can.
I mean, look at the Bully Ray build to Hard to Kill. I mean, that went on for a long time, that build, and look at the payoff. The payoff was fantastic. What we're getting from him at the moment, I'm not so happy with, but that was fantastic. The way that all built up, it was great. It was like old school kind of like, build to that pay-per-view. And I really, I thought that was great. But, and with regards to Taya, someone's talking about locking Taya into a contract. Well, Taya's never been on a contract since she's come back to Impact Wrestling. She's not contracted. She may have been on a, maybe a X amount of matches or appearances deal of some sort or whatever. It's more like a handshake deal, I'd imagine. But, if Taya doesn't want to stay, then she doesn't want to stay. Let her move on. She tried the WWE train. That didn't work out for her. She come back. There's a potential that she'll go off, try AEW, probably realize that sucks, and then come back. So we'll just have to wait and see, and eventually she'll realize that she belongs in Impact Wrestling. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see, and all of that sort of stuff. So there's lots of opportunities out there to really build Moné, and not just waste it. Not just waste it too early. There's an opportunity there. There's definitely an opportunity there. I apologize if I sound really awful, guys, because I'm very bugged up. So great news there. Now, we've had several matches announced for Sacrifice on Friday, 24th of March, St. Clair's College in Windsor. Time Machine versus Kazarian Swan, of course, Alexander. We've got the Gisele Shaw versus Deonna Purrazzo match. Recently, Annie, we've got the Bullet Club versus TMDK for the tag titles. A couple of other matches as well. But the card is looking pretty good. I think it's looking pretty good. I'm looking forward to it. This, of course, is my birthday. Just want to add that one in there, guys. March 24th, Friday, March 24th is the Bison's birthday. He is 21 again. So just make sure if you want to send me lots of gifts, you're more than welcome to. I appreciate that. No, I'm only kidding, guys. I'm only kidding. But it is my birthday on the 24th of March. That is true. So I will 100% be staying up to watch it. To be fair, I watch all of them, so it doesn't really make a lot of difference. But there you go.
How you doing, Punctuous? How you doing? Oh God, he's in.
Punctuous in the house. We got Ash. What we got? Ash Monial. Is that a new one?
Yeah, that's a new one.
I think that is a new one as well. So it's good to see we got a few new people in the house today, which is great. Unfortunately, they're coming in when I've got a cold. So I sound like absolute shit. So I apologize. I apologize for that. Anyone that's new, I sound terrible, but there you go. Please don't hold that against us, and make sure you come back again. We've also had several matches announced from Multiverse United. We've got the X Division title on the line with Trey Miguel versus Kazarian, Swan, Kevin Knight. We've got Connors and, of course, Romero as well is in there. Rocky Romero, which is great. We've got the Impact World Tag title match, which is Bullet Club versus Aussie Open versus TNDK versus Motor City Machine Guns. So that's an 8-man tag team
insane.
match.
That's going to be mental. The show.
That's going to be mental. We've also got an 8-man tag match, which is Callihan, Fred Rosser, Alex Coughlin, PCO versus Eddie Edwards, Joe Hendry, Dirty Tom Lawler, which is fantastic. JK Kratos. I've never seen that particular wrestler, so I'm looking forward to that one. We've also recently had the 4-way.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
We've also had the 4-way Knockouts World title match, Mickie James, Deonna Purrazzo versus Gisele Shaw versus Mayu Yamashita, which, again, I've not seen this particular wrestler before, so I'm looking forward to seeing some of these guys I've not seen before. I really am, so I think it's going to be great.
I am the f***ing greatest.
Get no argument from me, Deonna. No argument from me. Great to see J-Bone in the house. And again, I'd like to thank him for joining me last week, helping me out. Otherwise, I would have been...
I love this match!
Good Lord. Getting a bit trigger happy there, boy. Getting a bit trigger happy.
That's for J-Bone.
Oh, is it? The Bone Daddy. No, it's great to see you. Great to see you. Anyway, so we've got lots of soundbites going on today, guys. We've got a few new ones. You never know. So obviously, that's looking pretty good as well. So there's a lot going on at the moment because they're trying to promote like 3 different events. You've got Rebellion, you've got the Multiverse United, and of course you've got Sacrifice as well. That's a lot of to me that's a lot of promotion that they've got to try and do over the next few months. But there you go. Now, getting into this past week on Impact, Bully Ray opens up Impact, declaring Dreamer won't be able to face him, etc. But Santino appears to declare that Dreamer is fine to compete in the Busted Open match at Sacrifice. We then get a pissed off Gujar coming out to face, of course, at this point now, Bobby Ray. Bobby Ray, loved it. Of course, Gujar goes on to win by DQ over Bobby Ray. We then get Dreamer coming out and attacking Bobby Ray, and out of nowhere, Masha Sunridge attacks Dreamer. We then get Mickie James hitting Bobby Ray with the kendo stick, etc. Wow. Interesting opening segment to the show. As much as I'm over this kind of Dreamer, Bully Ray stuff, I'm sorry. I'm just not invested in this. I mean, this was an enjoyable segment, but I've got zero interest in seeing Tom Dreamer in a match. Zero interest. But I do like this whole Bobby Ray stuff from Santino. I thought that was funny.
In the Scrotissimus region?
Yeah, he's so good. He is so good. I love him. Absolutely love him. But I am definitely over Tommy Dreamer in the ring. I'm over him in promos. I'm over him in general. Just stay backstage, stay involved in creative, be involved in the, in the talent relations or whatever it is you need to be involved in. But for God's sake, stay at the freaking ring. You're getting on my turn. You're getting right on my nerves. It's getting right on my nerves. I'm almost at a point where I sort of kind of like, oh, fuck me. I'm going to turn this shit off in a minute because I'm just done with it. I'm done with it. Get Tommy Dreamer off my TV. I don't want to see his flabby arms any longer. So, that said, I did actually quite enjoy the segment, and I do like this whole Bobby Ray thing. I do. I like it a lot. Now, we also had PCO is out in the desert calling Eddie to eventually get Eddie and PCO for the Desert 2 match. Eddie! I love it. Yeah, I absolutely love all that stuff. I thought it was fantastic. I'm just going to go straight into this segment rather than worrying about the fact that it sort of kind of came back later. So we ended up with PCO obviously calling Eddie to the desert. Eddie's turning up. He's obviously in a car with somebody. You don't see who's in the car with because there's somebody in the back, somebody in the front filming or whatever. So just as PCO is going to finish Eddie off, a car comes along, knocks over PCO, Eddie jumps in, and then they drive away. Now, the question here has to be, who's driving the car? Now, the obvious answer is, Alicia Edwards. I think that's the obvious answer because she works for the company. And obviously she's Eddie's wife. Potentially she could have been the one, driving about. That could have been, but that could be an option. All right. My thought is that we've got a couple of options here. So my thought is that if there's a potential to bring someone in, is it Davey Richards? Is Davey Richards back? And are we gonna get the Wolves reuniting on Impact Wrestling? This is the thing. This is what I think. This is a possibility. We've got Davey Richards' contract, as far as I'm aware, is coming up for renewal.
Everyone's thinking on the same wavelength we were.
It's been renewed.
Everyone's thinking on the same wavelength we were.
Yeah, but the second option is it the Righteous? Because there were a little bit earlier on there was in past time there has been reference. Eddie has referenced the Righteous. So could we see Vincent and Dutch back, or Vincent back with Dutch this time? Obviously as the Righteous. Could this be who they're bringing back? Like you say, it's a Vincent silently returning. Who knows? But what you have to remember is that when obviously Vincent was there last, he was aligned with PCO. So I don't know. It's a difficult one. I'd like to see Davey Richards back reuniting with Eddie. I think that would be amazing. Could you imagine a program with obviously the Bullet Club, Ace and Bay connection versus the Wolves? I think that would be bloody amazing.
Yeah, I would love David Richards to come back.
Norris Sparks is saying, could it be Kenny King?
You never know. He's been quiet after he kicked everyone's ass. But then,
yeah, exactly. I mean, we just don't know, do we? We just don't know.
No,
it could be. Now, who's that? Who's Clash R's World? I don't know that one either. Cliche R's World. We've got a few new people commented in the chat this week, and I'm really excited about it. I think it's absolutely awesome. I'd like to welcome all of you to Impacted. I think it's great to see you guys on here. But definitely lots of options. Mandy Rose, who knows? I don't know. There's an option. I don't think she was driving the car though. But who knows? Maybe Mandy Rose will turn up at some point. I mean, who's it? Norbert Kubak. Who do you think is Trey's hand-picked opponent? Well, we'll get to that in a second. That's on my list. But I think this is definitely a big talking point, guys. And I'd love to see all of your thoughts on this one, whether it be, whether you agree with what we're saying or not. You may even have your own ideas. I mean, it could be anyone, to be honest. But those are I think those are possibly the more obvious ones. And I think for me, if Davey Richards came back, I would absolutely pop my ass off. I think that would be amazing.
I would love it if Davey came back. I would be over the moon. The Wolves are one of the teams that got me watching Impact Wrestling, and I'm a huge fan of Davey Richards as well. It would be so great to see him now on Eddie's side, seeing as Eddie's trying to turn himself around again after Davey Richards kicked his ass.
Yeah,
but Vincent is another good choice. While he did help PCO did destroy Vincent. The most when he dismantled on him more. He completely wrecked Vincent. He chokeslammed him onto a chair. So he really showed his appreciation to Vincent. So, but if it's either of those two, I'm really up for it. But it's just great to keep everyone guessing. And the whole thing was brilliant too. The whole cinematic fight was good. It's one of the things that Impact Wrestling do really well is really draw you into the atmosphere when they do those segments, and they do it really well.
Yeah, definitely. Jermaine Moore, what's this? Rosemary in her bra and panties will boost. Oh, come on, mate. Seriously, really? Anyway, nice to see you, but come on. We then get Callihan taking on Rhino in what was a pretty fun match to end up losing as Con clobbers him, of course, intentionally with a chair. Now, this is interesting because obviously this was supposed to be his sixth. What was it? I've forgotten what they call it now. The sixth something or other. To help him out. What's it called? The sixth.
The sixth step, basically. It's the
sixth step. That's right.
Sixth deadly step.
The 6 deadly steps to becoming a member of the design. So, and according to Deonna, the leader, after the match, that was him passing his 6 deadly, whatever for the match. Now he's moving on to the 7th. So I don't know. I don't know where this is going, but I tell you what, Callihan is putting up with a lot of shit right now, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
I think so. I think so.
I saw Callihan getting a beatdown at the end of the match coming, but to have it happen during the match the way it did, that while it was like obviously going to happen if you but for me, I thought it would be too obvious that was going to happen, so it still caught me by surprise. And I loved it. And then you got Deonna's training, and this is the 6th step. We did warn you if you fail, you do suffer the consequences. So in a sense, he's failed twice out of the 6 steps he's done so far, and he's paid for it. So he's almost atoned for himself after he's failed. So what happens now is going to be really interesting.
That's an interesting take on it as well. So I totally get that.
Yeah. So,
and of course, just like Bonus Babies just said there in the chat, Big Con wasn't playing with that chair either. He wasn't. That was a hefty chair shot, mate. That was a hefty chair shot. And Norris is completely right there. I think Impact do a fantastic job with, the backstage segments, which sort of kind of like them make the matches and stuff make a lot more sense. I think it's interesting that we do get the odd spoiler here and there from tapings, but we don't get many these days. If you notice that the spoilers have really dropped. We don't see loads of spoilers anymore. We see the odd one here and there.
Most of it's just rumors of who might be coming to Impact Wrestling, and even when dirt sheets aren't taking it too seriously.
Yeah, no, exactly. Exactly. So Jermaine Moore, Rosemary is one of our favorite wrestlers as well. So it's great to have you join us. And like I say, we're on every single week. So
Rosemary is my favorite knockout on the roster, and she's like one of the people who's taken creativity to its highest level on out of the entire roster since she's been there. She's just one of the best wrestlers on the planet right now, creatively and in the ring.
She's just amazing talent. She's an amazing talent. And do you know what? She's dedicated to Impact Wrestling. Why? Yeah. Because she knows she's got creative input. She knows that she can look after her own interests while she's there. And that's great. And they look after her because she's amazing, which is good. And Anna, you're right. Yeah, there isn't any spoilers anymore. And Norbit. Is these deadly steps making Sammy a jobber? Possibly. Who knows?
He's won a few matches under he's won any time he's passed. He's won a match, and he's won a match convincingly.
He's working them.
It's not been
working them.
Yeah, it's not been Sammy's losing every single match. It's if he slips up, he gets punished or something like that. So. But it's been a really, really interesting build of what's happening, because we still don't know, is Sammy actually going to go ahead with the design, or is he going to do what everyone's hoping, people are hoping he does, and bring in some guys like Jake Crist and Madman Fulton would be 2 guys I'd love to see, or Zachary Wentz. That would be amazing too.
I mean, I'd like to see Zach, and I'd like to see Myron Reed join Impact Wrestling. It's interesting, but I'd like to see them just come in and join Trey and do something completely different. But I do think that a Jake Crist, a Madman Fulton coming in, or even some of the other guys that are regulars over at Pro Wrestling Revolver would be awesome as well. I don't know. I think we need Jake Crist, Madman Fulton, OVE reunion. Let's get it on. That's all I've got to say. Let's get it on.
I'd love it.
Yeah, definitely. Now, talking about Trey Miguel, after complaining about not having a match at No Surrender, Santino Marella informs Trey that he will have a hand-picked opponent at Sacrifice. Now, the question is, who is that going to be? Now, I think Deputy Dango has got to be the obvious choice on this one. What do you think?
Oh, I've got so many options running through. I'm wondering if we might, if for some reason I'm thinking TJP might come back as a one-off. That would be good to see him go against Trey Miguel.
Okay.
But yeah, that I've got no idea who it could be. But then of course it could also be someone from New Japan Pro Wrestling as well, carrying on the New Japan and Impact Wrestling that they've got at the moment. So, but it's going to be really, really interesting this match. And a lot of that Trey was so pissed off that he doesn't know who his opponent was. The way he's then Johnny Swinger comes in to try and size him up.
Yeah, that was quite funny. But it's going to be interesting to see who it turns out to be. That's a great option, Jay White. Again, we don't know where he is.
Or Kenta. Kenta was yeah. Someone from New Japan, it would be someone like Kenta. That was who I was thinking of. I just forgot his name. Kenta would be one. Or
what about the Bone Soldier?
Yeah, Taji Ishimori came in. I would love it. I would love to see him back in Impact Wrestling because he was amazing. So incredible.
Absolutely amazing. We're going to get to Ki-Lynn in a second. Courtney, be patient, my darling. Be patient. It's coming. Now, interesting you should say that, Barry Monk. You pop Barry Monkey's comment up there with regards to Rosemary. So now, I don't know whether you watched the episode that we had Crazy Steve on for like an hour. He was on for about an hour, which is just over an hour, I think, which was awesome on the show back the tail end of last year. And I think you'll find that Crazy Steve is probably more of an influence on Rosemary than Rosemary is on Crazy Steve. So go and check it out. A lot of the creativity comes from Crazy Steve. There's a lot of influence in there with regards to Decay and stuff like that. I think Decay is Crazy Steve's baby. It's not Rosemary's, even though people think it is.
Yeah, it was Abyss's idea, and Crazy Steve developed it into how it should be. And Crazy Steve brought Rosemary in when Abyss asked, "We need a third person. Who should we bring in?" Crazy Steve said, "I know someone," and he got Rosemary to come in, and it's just been absolutely incredible.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely. Now, Laredo Kid, of course, is another option because we know he's on the roster and we haven't seen him for a while. So maybe Laredo Kid could be his hand. That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
Norris there. I appreciate that. That's a good idea. But there are so many talents out there that are already on the roster, and obviously New Japan talents and other talents that are on the indie scene that could be brought in. I don't know. I just have this idea it's going to be Deputy Dango and everyone's going to be disappointed because they're expecting someone like really big or whatever. But anyway, there's a possibility of that. We then, Jordan Grace then faced a newcomer to Impact, and that was, is it Alexa Garcia, I think?
Yeah.
Now this year, she prepares to face Mickie James at Sacrifice. I really liked her. I thought Alexa Garcia was pretty damn good, actually. And I've sort of gone on and watched a few other bits and bobs. She was also the guest on Taylor Wilde's show, Wild On, this week as well. So go and check that out because it was interesting stuff. I like her. I'd like her to sign. I'd like them to sign her. I think she'd make a good addition to the Impact roster. What do you think on Alexa Garcia, Joe?
Yeah, I'm hoping we see more of her as well. Yeah, I watched the match. I liked what I saw, although Jordan Grace did basically dominated her. But I did like what I saw. And she took a hell of a beating from Jordan Grace and managed to walk away. So she's someone that's I see a hell of a lot of potential, and I would love to see her back at the next set of tapings. It'd be really interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. And like you say, like Justin's saying, of course, the Laredo Kid is coming back from injury, so that is a possibility. I think she's great, and like I said, it would be awesome to bring her back in. Like you say, we've had a few knockouts go out, but we need to bring a few more back in, which is great to see. And Slowpoke saying, what about Tasha Steelz getting an X Division title shot?
Yeah. Tasha Steelz would be great. Great way to bring Tasha Steelz back in, to be honest, because I don't know what's happening with her at the moment. So it would be amazing just have Tasha just come in, break the doors down. You know, Jordan Grace has done it, so why can't somebody else? You know, and Tessa Blanchard's done it before in the past as well. So let's get a fourth knockout going for the X Division title.
Why not?
Can't remember who the first one is because it was before my time. But Tessa Blanchard is fresh in my memory, and Jordan Grace is fresh in everyone's memory.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely. She did. She reversed the Grace driver.
That was really impressive. That. No, I think Taya Valkyrie's powered out of it, but not properly reversed it really like a wrestling counter. So that was incredible.
That was impressive. Yeah, that
was
very
impressive.
Very, very impressive bonus, baby. You're right. Right. So we then head backstage. We get Joe Hendry's backstage telling some fun stories with regards to, you know, dancing Moose and all that kind of stuff. Moose then obviously confronts him. Myers attacks Joe from behind, and both leave Joe laid out after a pretty emphatic beating.
To me, you will always be Edge's bitch.
There you go, Myers. You will always be Edge's bitch too. Edge's bitch too, I might add. But I know this. I still believe in Joe Hendry. 100%. I still believe. Now,
I believe in Joe Hendry.
Finally. But there you go. So this is an interesting segment. Obviously, this is leading to potential maybe a three-way or something with Joe, Moose, and Myers. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see where this one pans out. But it's good to see that the story is still, moving forward. They're still committing what I would class main event talents in with Joe. So this is a good thing to see. There you go, Justin. I agree. Anyone that don't believe in Joe, I definitely feel sorry for you. Now, we then get treated to Gresham versus Kushida.
Amazing.
That, frankly, was match of the night, in my opinion. Kushida picked up, obviously, the win leading into his world title match at Multiverse United with Josh Alexander. So, at the end of the day, this was, let's get him in with Gresham. Let's show Kushida is a strong contender. And I think this was a fantastic match. Absolutely. It was a fantastic match. Both wrestlers did an amazing job. Kushida come away looking fantastic. Do you think, Joe?
Oh, I was amazed at how it finished. I was expecting it to be more of a submission on the floor rather than the hoverboard lock being done the way he did. That caught me off guard. It just ended so suddenly. Like, wow, that's just over. You know, they were going so fast paced throughout the entire match as well. You know, Jonathan Gresham's just insane, and the fact that he is able to keep, they're both able to keep pace with each other was amazing too. Kushida's just, like you say, he's proven that he's a strong contender for Josh Alexander's world title, and that match is going to be insane. And I can't wait to catch that.
And we know that he can hang with fast opponents as well, Josh. You know, let's face it. It was only a couple of years ago when he was in with Vikingo. One of my favorite matches of 2019 was Josh Alexander versus Vikingo. It was just incredible match.
Insane match.
So we know that he can hang with the fast ones. So I'm looking forward to this. I really am looking forward to this. Can I just say a quick hand to Copmeister? And I like that one. I do like that. To me, you will always be Impacted's bitch. I like it. I like that. We need to create a new one which says that, because I like that. But yeah, no, I think this was a fantastic. I'm sorry, mate. Yeah, I am still sniffing. It is week 12. I can't seem to get rid of this cold. I can't shift it.
If it's not a cold, if it's not a cold, it's gonna be hay fever when the weather actually stops snowing and everything.
Well, luckily, I don't suffer from that. I don't.
Oh yeah, but it'll come. You watch, and I've probably cursed it now. So as you can whack at me with the chair
for about the 50th time already today. I do apologise. Sniffing Bison needs to go, so I apologise for that, guys. But it's better to have sniffing Bison than no Bison. That's what I say.
Yeah.
But there you go. So that was I think that was a fantastic match. I think it sets up Josh fantastically. So I'm looking forward to that. We were then introduced to Taylor Wilde's new faction, the Coven. We've recently signed, as we found out today, Knockout Ki-Lynn King during a segment, of course, with the incredible Killer Kelly. I love this segment. Killer Kelly coming out to the ring, just sort of kind of like sitting down, smirking and stuff. I thought it was really cool. But yeah, you know, I thought it was. What's this? Oh, okay. Talking to something else. Okay, fair enough. I get that. So more female tag teams is great. But you know, because we don't, like you say, we don't want those to be forgotten. But guys, the talking point here is that 2 is not Coven. Okay,
Yeah.
if you know, to make a Coven, you need 3. I'm telling you now, who is the third? There has to be a third, otherwise it's not Coven, right? So what we need to just, like, you know, let's figure out who could be the third member of the Coven. That's what we need to know, because I think that's going to be the surprise. That's going to be the surprise. Who is going to be the third? And I'm telling you now, it's Steph DeLander. That's my pick. It's Steph DeLander.
Yeah, for me, I'm thinking it would be Steph DeLander. I did put Su Young's name out there because we want to see Su Young. If it's Su Young, even if Su Young comes in as a different personality, just to get destroyed by Rosemary and come back as Su Young. Maxie and Taylor, that's a very good one. Slowpoke. Yeah, if Maxie and Taylor was that one, that would be amazing too. But I think Steph DeLander is the most likely choice. But Kimberly is someone else.
I think you have to think about.
I'd like to see as well.
You have to think about it though, yeah. Like people saying Su Young, well, she's an undead bride. She's not a witch.
Yeah.
You know, Maxie and Taylor is not a witch, right? So they're a witch's coven. That's what they are, right? So whoever they bring in has to be a witch. And you're right. I was just about to say that my cold has definitely lasted longer than Trent's marriage. We've been waiting for that one to come. I was going to say it. I was literally about to say it, but J Bone is beating me to it. But there you go. So whoever it is has to be someone who's along that sort of kind of like witchy type, you know, you little bit kind of out there type feel. So I don't know. I personally think it is someone like Steph, definitely, because if you look at her, she's got that sort of kind of out there look about her, hasn't she? A little bit different, full of the, you know, got the old piercings. She looks a little bit different, a bit like, you know, Ki-Lynn King. She's got a very similar kind of feel about her. So that's my thought. I could be completely wrong. I just have this feeling that's who it has. You know, that's who it is. But who knows? And again, Su Young is a leader. She's not. She wouldn't be a member of a faction. And of course, clearly the leader of this faction is Taylor Wilde. So yeah. So that's my thoughts on it. I'd love to hear all your thoughts on it. But you know, we'll just have to wait and see on this one. And the interesting thing was, and I'll tell you another reason my sleuthing has come up with, is the next set of tapings for Impact. Steph DeLander has got the date in her diary and it just says surprise. All right. So, you know, okay, surprise what? She turned, and just so happens to be the same date of an Impact tapings. So that's who I think it is. We'll just have to wait and see. See if the Bison's right. But yeah, I apologize about my cold, guys. I can't help it. What do you want me to do? Just not come on? Do you want me to not come on anymore? I don't know.
This is sick. This is sick. This whole place is going to hell in a handbasket.
We already know it has been going for quite some time. I could be gone for ages. Maybe that's what you want. Maybe you just want me. Maybe fed up with the Bison. You know, we need somebody else. I don't know. Maybe you want J-Bone to come and host it for a while until Bison gets better. I don't know. But I'm still a crazy dude. I'm still giving you my all, and I'm still here. Regardless, I'm still here. Anyway, right. Deonna Purrazzo helps Mickie James retain after Gisele Shaw and her crew of Jay Vidal and Savannah Evans get involved in a one-on-one matchup for the title. I think I think that Deonna Purrazzo was she wants Mickie. She wants to face Mickie. She wants to beat Mickie. And I think that's why.
Yeah.
Why she's done it. She wants to keep Mickie as champion so that she can beat her. What do you think?
Hardcore country.
Okay. Da da. I almost forgot. I'm sorry. Da 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 da. Come on, I've got a sore throat, dude. Don't make me do this shit.
Hardcore country.
Da da da. No, stop. Stop. No.
Oh baby.
I think Deonna Purrazzo, again, like you said, she's keeping Mickie James the champion because she wants to dethrone her, get her back for Chelsea Green, and just to be like Tasha Steelz, be the greatest to beat the greatest.
Oh God, couldn't say that at all. But there you go.
I do love the dynamic that the Gisele Shaw and Deonna Purrazzo wherever he's going to. It's been really entertaining, and it keeps Deonna Purrazzo in the spotlight. And when she was on commentary, we're talking to Tom Hannafin and Matthew Riddle. She's made it clear that she's still got a target on her back, so she is still someone that everyone's got to keep their eye on, even though she's not champion or the champ. Sadly, but she is going to Mexico soon. She's going to go back. She's making a return to AAA soon. She could be winning gold there. That'll be interesting.
Exactly.
But
She is the gold collector, isn't she? She's the belt collector. She's just the fucking greatest, and that's it. She's the greatest.
I am the fucking greatest.
Exactly. She is the greatest, my friend. She is. Yeah, what's that all about? The Great Muta going into the WWE Hall of Fame. That's really weird. But anyway. Of course, yeah, Deonna obviously probably wanted to get back at Gisele as well. So, I mean, there's a two-edged sword to that one. But I honestly believe Deonna wants to she wants to beat Mickie James. She hasn't done it yet.
No, she hasn't, has she? No, she's not, because Mickie James beat the title off of her, and she's never bounced back from it.
No, so she wants to take the title off Mickie James. That's how that's what that's about. But there you go. That's what I think anyway. But there you go. Let's see. Justin's with me on that one. Go on, brother. Hey, stick together. Too sweet. Ooh. Too sweet. Now listen. Let's go into what's going on this week. So the digital media exclusive match is now available. If you're a subscriber to, I think it's on Impact Plus and Ultimate Insider. You got Steve Maclin versus Crash Jackson. It's from Pro Wrestling Revolver. I've actually already seen this match because I watched Pro Wrestling Revolver pay-per-views, and I assure you, this is 100% worth watching. So if you've got the apps, if you're subscribers to the apps and stuff, get in there and watch this match because it's really good. If not, I believe it's free over the weekend, so you have to wait for it. But definitely worth a watch. Really good match. Have you seen it, Joe?
No, I've not. I've seen a match with Steve Maclin and Crash Jackson that was on Impact Plus before. I thought that it was the same match that had just come up, but if it's a different match, I've not seen it. So I'm looking forward to catching up on it. But I've seen Crash Jackson in several matches before, and he's insane. He's really, really good. And Steve Maclin's just a beast.
Exactly. Steve Maclin is amazing. I'm not going to lie. He's tagging and bagging all the way, all day long. But yeah, no, it's great to see Crash Jackson anyway, because I love him. I love him. So, Courtney, if you want to see the match, it is free over the weekend. So, just wait for it to come free. It'll all be good. It'll be good. It'll all be good. It'll be available over the weekend. Right. We've then got the BTI match, which is set for tomorrow. We've got Sticky Rice versus Champagne Singh. Now, this is interesting because where does this Champagne Singh come from? Did I miss something? Is this something new? Champagne Singh. What is that about? Because it's Bhupender Singh, but for some reason they are billing him as Champagne Singh. So I'm assuming this is something new. If anyone in the chat has any idea what that's about, then please feel free to let us know.
I think it's introduced to him them winning it big on Vegas. You know, I mean, he's still going on from all his winnings at Vegas, so I'm guessing it's just sort of playing on that, and Johnny Swing is taking the piss out of him. But
that's it. That is it. Yes, because he did. Yes, he won big in Vegas, so he's called himself Champagne Singh. Okay, I get it. Makes sense. I totally get it now. It makes perfect sense. So, you know, I'm not a massive fan of Singh. I'm not a massive. I quite like Sticky Rice. But you know, I'm not sure whether this is going to be an amazing match or not. I'll watch it. We'll see. We'll find out. We'll find out. I mean, obviously, Shearer's going to be in Singh's corner, and Swinger's going to be in Sticky Rice's corner as well. So we're just going to have to wait and see. Now, we then got Impact Wrestling. What we've got billed for this show, we've got some incredible stuff billed for this show. So we got Steve Macklin versus Heath for a start. Now that's going to be I think that's going to be a banger. I'm down with this one. I think that's going to be a really good match. Obviously, Steve is going to be put over big time in this match, but it's still going to be a good match. Let's face it, Heath was a number one contender, so there's no reason why it shouldn't be a good match. We then got Gresham and Bailey, who tagged together, you know, not too long ago and were incredible, versus obviously Crazy Steve, Black Taurus of Decay. Now,
that's going to be interesting.
Again, it will be interesting, but I can see that Gresham and Bailey are probably going to go over with Decay. But it's a shame because I don't know. I'd love to see Decay win the tag titles at some point.
Yeah,
I think they deserve something.
They do deserve a run with the gold. You know, it's like when Rich Swann and Willie Mack were teaming together. They were so over with everybody. They just didn't get the titles, and it was a huge letdown.
Yeah, it's a real shame. It's a real shame.
But that's just how the business goes. And Crazy Steve's one. He's not bothered about winning gold. He's there to, as long as everybody else looks good, he's happy. And Black Taurus also being in Mexico on and off as well makes it difficult to keep having him as a champion. As he told us, didn't he?
Yeah, he say that. That's probably why they're very unlikely to win gold, but they do have a good time together, which is great. So, you know, it's just a shame. But obviously, Gresham and Bailey I would imagine they're being sort of kind of set up to potentially, you know, have some sort of entanglement with the Bullet Club. I'm sure.
I can see that at Rebellion. That could be coming at Rebellion.
That could be a match, I tell you. That could be a match. Now, obviously, we've also got billed the Coven versus the Death Dolls for the Knockouts Tag Team titles as well. Now, you know, we all know that, you know, it's been well documented that Taya's on her way. So I'm wondering whether this is how she goes. I guess we're just going to have to wait and see. But, you know, just because she's gone, you know, we still got Rosemary and Jessica. So, you know, they could continue as champions. Or maybe this is a way of setting up a story. Like I said, for a Coven, you need 3. So maybe this is sort of kind of setting up a bit of a program between these guys to go all the way to Rebellion or Sacrifice or whatever. And then obviously the third member of the Coven arrives and helps them win the titles or something. I don't know. I'm sure there's got to be something in here which does that. I don't know, but we'll just have to wait and see. I think it's going to be good. I'd like that as well. I think that would be great. The Coven versus the Hex. I think that would be fantastic. Of course, we've not heard much about the Hex, have we, since they lost?
No.
So not sure what we're not gonna see on there. But again, how do they write Taya out of TV? That's the interesting thing, Norbert.
Well,
I guess we're gonna find out.
I can see if Taya Valkyrie gets the pin, it'll either be Rosemary gets pissed off with her, banishes her to the undead realm, or James Mitchell comes back because Rosemary's lost again and like let everybody down. He takes her, or Taylor Wilde banishes Taya Valkyrie to the spirit world. You know, because Taya Valkyrie was arrested and taken off there. Now they've got to kill her off. Figuratively speaking, they got to kill her off. Because the way Taya Valkyrie goes, is
I think you're right there. Imagine if Taylor Wilde set some sort of spell on her.
Yeah, she always goes out with a bang. Or Taya Valkyrie
she banishes her to AEW or something.
That or Taya Valkyrie joins the coven and she has to be taken up by Rosemary that way.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure I could see that, but yeah, maybe. But I tell you what, I think what would be good would be to Taylor Wilde to do some kind of spell to banish her off to AEW. Go and suffer that woman's
she's got the tarot cards. You know, the tarot cards will tell Taya Valkyrie her future. There'll be one with bloody Tony Khan's face on.
Yeah. that would be funny. But there you go. Just take her out with a fake injury, bonkers. Oh, come on. No, we don't do stuff like that in Impact Wrestling. Impact Wrestling,
no.
you write people out properly. You write people out stories properly.
But
there you go. So, yeah, I love in the Coven. I'm a big fan of this Coven thing. I'm down with it. I want to see, like I said, I want to see a third member to make it a Coven, make it a proper Coven. I'm cool with this. I've liked this kind of witchy version of Taylor for a while. I've been saying I'd love to see her bring it on to Impact Wrestling, the character and stuff. So I'm cool with it. I'm down with it. And I think the main event is going to be Bullet Club, Ace Bay and Kenta versus Kazarian, Swan, and Josh Alexander. I think this is going to be an absolute banger. But I still believe matches could actually be Gresham Bailey versus Decay. We're going to have to. I honestly think it could be it. It could be the match of the night, that one. And this one's going to be a very, very close second. But Bullet Club, Ace Bay Kenta versus Kazarian, Swan Alexander. Very exciting. I think it's the main event, and I'm going to be really, really excited to see this one. What about you, Joe?
I'm really looking forward to it. Really, really looking forward to it.
The ultimate finesser, your girl's favorite wrestler, Chris Bay.
Chris Bay?
I beat Chris Sabin.
He did.
And to see him go toe-to-toe with Josh Alexander again will be amazing. But they had a match for the X Division title and made Torval host down then.
Yes.
So I've been waiting for Ace Austin and Josh Alexander to go again for a very long time, and this is going to be really good.
I think so. I think you're right. I think this is going to be a great match. I'm really, really looking forward to it. And we've only got one more day to wait. So Impact Thursday night Impact, as we like to call it, will be happening. So yeah, it's going to be a pretty badass show tomorrow. So I'm really, really looking forward to it. I just want to say, you know what, guys, you've been really good this week. Thank you for really getting involved in the chat. Giving us some food for thought. This is what we've got to say. Taking the piss out of my 12-week cold. I really appreciate that. But there you go. So Thursday night, tomorrow, is going to be absolutely cracking. Absolutely cracking. I can't wait. But guys, that's just about all we've got time for this week. But don't forget to tune into the TNI Impact Review show tomorrow night, live on YouTube and Twitch directly after Impact Wrestling is aired on Access TV, Fight Network in Canada, Impact Plus YouTube, Insiders, and of course the DAZN. Please don't forget to head over to the TNI Patreon for exclusive extra content when, of course, you sign up. And, of course, join our Discord where we pretty much talk about everything Impact and or wrestling related. And, of course, we talk about movies and other sports and even other wrestling promotions. So definitely worth going and checking out the Discord. And of course, don't forget to check out Smash This podcast as well. Which is our J-Bone, our Bone Daddy, the most professional podcaster himself, who's in the chat today. Don't forget to go check that podcast out as well, which is going to be there's loads of stuff you guys can check out. Absolutely loads of it. But guys, all the TNI shows are available to all you listen on the Go fans as audio only via obviously SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, and wherever you listen to your favorite shows. TNI is there. Now, where can we find you on the socials, Joe?
You can jump onto Twitter and look for @JOK_empty_space. You can jump onto Facebook or Twitter, look for #empty_space, #IntoTheVoid, or fancy particular taste buds on your sense of humor, #Daily Giggle. Sorry, Daily Giggle. Let me get my words right. And approach with an open mind, and you just might keep your sanity.
Fair enough. And of course, you can find me at Lord Bison45 on the Twitter sphere. Of course, don't forget to follow We Talk Impact as well on Twitter. I believe we're on Instanek. And of course, where Facebook, Facebotch, as J-Bone likes to call it. So we're there everywhere. That's all I've got to say. We are there everywhere. But guys, please take the time to give help us out moving up the rankings on YouTube. Let's get as many views as possibly can by giving us a thumbs up. It's really, really important. Do it now. Give us that thumbs up. There's we're going to get a couple of hundred views for this. If all you guys give us a thumbs up, you'd be surprised at how many extra views that would give us. So give us a thumbs up. Leave a comment in, below if you've got anything else that you want to talk about. Obviously, if you haven't joined us live, we'd appreciate that. But guys, if you're new to us as well, please consider hitting that subscribe button. And don't forget to give the bell a tickle, a squeeze, and of course, a smash to never miss any of the great content coming to you via the Total Nonstop Impact channel. Either US or UK based, it doesn't really matter, but we bring stuff out each and every single week. So make sure you give us a subscription and don't forget to smash the bell. With all that said, I've been Bison, and of course, that has been the incredible Joker. And this has been episode 124 of Impacted. Take care, everyone.
Much love to the TNI tribe. Take care, guys.
We're Bison! We are